Did you know some of the most comfortable bikes on Earth aren't even marketed as luxury machines? These 7 adventure bikes are changing the game for older riders who still want to go far without pain. Watch till the end, because the last bike on this list might be the one your body's been waiting for. Number 7. Kawasaki Versus 650. Comfort does not always mean costly, and the next machine proves that practicality can ride alongside performance. For older riders seeking a mid-weight touring motorcycle that does not overwhelm with size or tech complexity, the Versys offers a perfect balance. It rides smooth, feels planted on long highway runs, and delivers surprising agility for daily use or weekend escapes. With 65 horsepower, a 649 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, 46 pound-feet of torque, and a dual-disc braking system up front with a single disc in the rear, the Versys delivers predictable stopping power. The long-travel suspension includes a 41mm front fork and adjustable rear monoshock. Its wet weight comes in at 476 pounds. Seat height is 33.1 inches, and the starting price is $9,199. What sets the Versys apart for older riders is how well it respects the body without sacrificing road manners. The upright riding position allows for all-day use without putting pressure on the back, wrists, or hips. Its wide bars offer relaxed control through sweepers, while the seat remains one of the best stock saddles in the class for medium-length rides. A rubber-mounted handlebar and pegs help reduce buzz, keeping joints from tiring over time. Riders have reported the machine stays surprisingly composed during long hauls, even without the need for heavy rider aids. While it lacks some of the advanced touring features found on heavier machines, the Versys does not pretend to be something it is not. It thrives on mechanical simplicity and everyday usability. It is also notably easier to handle in parking lots, garages, and uneven surfaces, situations where bigger bikes become burdensome for older riders. At under 500 pounds wet, its real-world comfort comes from manageability, not over-engineering. The clutch action is light, making stop-and-go traffic less tiring, and the 6-speed transmission shifts smoothly with minimal effort. It is ideal for riders who want to enjoy long stretches of road without fighting the machine at every gear change. The engine pulls confidently at mid-range speeds, meaning you do not have to wring it out to feel its strength. That helps reduce fatigue and keeps the ride relaxed and efficient. The lack of excessive vibration from the twin-cylinder power plant is another win for older hands that may be sensitive to constant buzz. Combined with a modest windscreen that diverts airflow over the helmet, the Versys keeps wind fatigue low without overcomplicating things. Though it lacks heated grips, electronic suspension, or integrated luggage from the factory, its popularity means those upgrades are widely available. Aftermarket seats, auxiliary lights, taller windscreens, and even bar risers are easy to install and make the bike feel tailored to the rider. For those stepping into the adventure touring world later in life, or returning to 2 wheels after years away, the Versys makes a strong case. It feels substantial without being intimidating, modern without being flashy, and comfortable without being soft. It simply works. This entry proves that real comfort isn't about bulk. It's about trust, durability, and the confidence to keep going when the miles start to stack up. If you've ridden any of these bikes or have one you swear by, hit that like button and drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. Your road-tested opinions help real riders make smarter choices. Number 6. Yamaha Super Tennere 1200. For the seasoned rider who values dependability over flash and proven design over gimmicks, this motorcycle brings confidence with every mile. It is a long-haul machine built for serious travel, not showroom glitz. When the road stretches past the horizon and comfort matters as much as control, the Super Ténéré delivers without apology. With 112 horsepower and 1,199 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, 86 pound-feet of torque, a unified braking system with dual front discs and a single rear disc, electronically adjustable suspension, a wet weight of 605 pounds, a seat height of 33.3 inches, and a starting price of $16,599, the Super Ténéré is fully equipped for cross-country duty. Everything about this machine speaks to experience. From the shaft-driven rear wheel that eliminates chain fuss to the upright riding stance that keeps your back and shoulders relaxed over long distances, it is made to be ridden, not just looked at. The broad saddle offers generous support, while the handlebar reach and peg position make standing up on rough roads natural and balanced. With cruise control, adjustable suspension modes, and traction control built in, it is ready for anything from mountain switchbacks to open interstate. The controls are intuitive and spaced with enough room for gloved hands, making long-distance operation more natural. Mirrors are wide and stable, giving clear visibility at speed, and the stock seat materials resist fatigue even after back-to-back riding days without modification. The engine's smooth delivery means there is no need to wind it out to feel the pull. It offers low-end torque right where you need it, especially in touring mode. That helps reduce wrist fatigue, particularly when riding for hours at a time. The electronically adjustable suspension is a standout feature, allowing riders to adapt on the fly when carrying a passenger or luggage, making the bike feel composed no matter the load. The Super Ténéré excels at subtle comfort. Nothing flashy, just well-sorted engineering. The adjustable windscreen cuts down fatigue on longer rides, while handguards and heated grip options help when the weather turns cold. The tank holds enough fuel to stretch well over 200 miles between stops, a crucial trait for riders who value uninterrupted travel. It is the kind of machine that feels better the farther you ride it. This motorcycle also commands respect when it comes to real-world reliability. Owners often report tens of thousands of miles with nothing more than routine maintenance. For the mature rider who values a strong, proven platform, the Super Ténéré checks every box. It does not shout. It does not show off. It simply performs. There are no unnecessary screens or touch panels competing for your attention. It is a rider's machine. Solid, balanced, and tuned for endurance. For riders who believe comfort is about more than just seat padding and gadgets, the Super Ténéré is a trusted companion. This one shows that a middleweight can carry the miles like a heavyweight when every detail is engineered for lasting comfort. If you're riding far, ride smart. We've listed our go-to comfort gear below: jackets, gloves, saddlebags. Check the description and kit up right. Number 5. Honda Transalp X L750. Some motorcycles are built for riders who want to keep things light without giving up confidence. When comfort matters, but agility still plays a role in the ride, this machine delivers a near-perfect middle ground. For older riders seeking a refined experience that does not overwhelm with bulk, the Transalp offers freedom in its most balanced form. With 91 horsepower, a 755 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, 55 pound-feet of torque, a dual disc front and single disc rear braking system with standard anti-lock braking system, a Showa upside-down fork and ProLink rear suspension, a wet weight of 461 pounds, a seat height of 33.5 inches, and a starting price of $11,499, the Transalp is engineered for real-world comfort and performance. The seating position is naturally upright, with handlebars set at a relaxed reach and foot pegs that give your knees room to breathe. That triangle of comfort allows for long hours in the saddle without creating pressure on the back or wrists. Riders will immediately notice how the narrow front end of the seat allows easier flat footing at stops, while the wide rear section gives solid support during long stretches. Combined with the light overall weight and a well-balanced chassis, this motorcycle feels smaller than it is, yet stable enough to handle longer journeys without stress. What sets the Transalp apart is how easily it becomes an extension of the rider. The engine offers enough low-end grunt to pull confidently from low speeds, with a smooth throttle response that makes it ideal for relaxed riding. The suspension handles pavement and mild gravel roads with equal poise, soaking up imperfections without ever feeling soft or wallowy. Whether you are riding across town or crossing state lines, the bike keeps its composure and yours. The clutch pull is light and easy to modulate, which is ideal for navigating traffic or tight switchbacks without hand strain. Gear shifts feel smooth and deliberate, with enough feedback to keep experienced riders engaged and newer ones comfortable and in control. Technology is present but never overbearing. A 5-inch display, smartphone integration, and multiple riding modes allow customization without distraction. Heated grips and a taller touring windscreen are available for riders looking to stretch the seasons and extend the range. At its core, however, the Transalp focuses on ride quality and ergonomic confidence rather than gadgets or screens. The low vibration levels of the parallel twin engine are a welcome relief for hands and arms during long rides. It is a bike that respects older riders with a setup that feels natural, never forced. No need to adapt your body to the bike. The Transalp meets you where you are. If you are the kind of rider who values simplicity with just the right amount of refinement, this is the kind of motorcycle that earns loyalty. It does not scream for attention. It just performs. Quietly, reliably, and comfortably. When the road turns rough and the miles stretch beyond the map, real comfort comes from a machine that's built to handle more than just asphalt. Number 4. Honda N T1100 DCT. Comfort takes on a different meaning when your ride feels as effortless as it does powerful. For riders who want to keep the miles rolling without constant clutch work, this motorcycle brings together smooth power, minimal vibration, and highway-ready ease. It is built for touring without excess and engineered for practicality over pretense. With 101 horsepower, a 1,084 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, 75 pound-feet of torque, a triple-disc braking system with standard anti-lock braking system, a Showa telescopic front fork and ProLink rear shock, a wet weight of 525 pounds, a seat height of 37.5 inches, 32.3 inches, and a starting price of $13,899, the NT is designed with long-distance comfort as its foundation. The engine is borrowed from Honda's Africa Twin, retuned for smoother throttle control and relaxed road manners. That tuning makes it easier to manage at low speeds and during tight maneuvers, especially important for riders who prioritize balance and predictability over flash. The most defining feature is the automatic dual-clutch transmission. It eliminates the need for clutch pulls or manual gear shifts entirely, giving riders the choice between full automatic or fingertip-controlled manual shifting. For anyone with aging wrists, arthritis, or simply a preference for simplified control, it turns a long day of riding into something relaxing instead of draining. The seating position is neutral and naturally upright. The bars offer a comfortable reach without overstretching the shoulders, while the foot pegs are placed to reduce knee bend without sacrificing control. Riders will also appreciate the firm yet supportive stock saddle, which can be upgraded for even more plushness if needed. From the moment you sit down to the time you arrive, this bike is focused on minimizing strain. Wind protection comes standard in the form of a 5-position adjustable windscreen that cuts turbulence without forcing your head back. Combined with standard heated grips and a well-placed dashboard, the cockpit of the NT feels like it was designed by someone who knows what it means to ride all day. The dual-side cases, factory-mounted, allow for efficient luggage carry without requiring aftermarket brackets or racks. Its power delivery is smooth, steady, and right in the sweet spot for touring. There is no need to rev the engine high, and you can comfortably cruise at highway speeds all day without a buzz in the bars or pegs. That low vibration quality is essential for riders who are focused on ease over intensity. The suspension is tuned to absorb road imperfections while still feeling composed through curves and elevation changes. The NT offers smart touring capability without digital distraction. Its clean, uncluttered dash and straightforward ride modes give you just enough tech to be helpful, never overwhelming. It is the kind of bike that respects your time on the road and asks very little in return. For older riders who want to go far, stay comfortable, and leave the clutch lever behind, the NT offers a quiet evolution in touring. No drama, no showboating, just an automatic, torque-rich ride that stays in its lane. Revel, the grit, and long miles don't have to come at the cost of comfort. Some machines are built to carry both without compromise. Number 3. Yamaha Tennere 700. Some riders never outgrow the call of the trail. They may prefer paved roads for most of the ride, but when the gravel starts crunching under the tires, they do not turn back. They stand up and keep going. For older riders who still value off-road capability without giving up day-long comfort, this motorcycle strikes an honest, no-frills balance. With 72 horsepower, a 689 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine, 50 pound-feet of torque, a dual-disc front and single-disc rear braking system with standard anti-lock braking system, a fully adjustable KYB front fork with 8.3 inches of travel and a link-type rear suspension with 7.9 inches of travel, a wet weight of 452 pounds, a seat height of 34.4 inches, and a starting price of $10,899, the Ténéré is built for versatility and control in real-world conditions. This machine earns its spot with a riding position that feels like a natural extension of the body. Tall handlebars meet your grip without leaning forward, and foot pegs are placed directly under your hips, which keeps your knees open and ready whether seated or standing. The stock seat is firm, designed more for control than cushion, but aftermarket options can quickly turn it into an all-day saddle. Despite its off-road intentions, the Ténéré is remarkably smooth on pavement. The parallel twin engine is known for its torque-rich mid-range and low vibration, ideal for long days in the saddle. Whether you are winding up mountain passes or easing through rural two-lane highways, the engine delivers consistent power without needing constant attention. That helps reduce fatigue for older riders who prioritize comfort without sacrificing capability. Where this bike really earns respect is in the suspension. Long travel front and rear components eat up bumps, potholes, and washboard trails without beating up your spine. Riders can dial in the damping and preload to suit solo rides or loaded saddlebags, making the bike adaptable to different weights and surfaces. It is not luxury soft, but it is engineered to stay composed in the kind of conditions where other bikes would hesitate. The front wheel tracks well even through loose gravel, and the suspension's travel keeps the chassis level under braking. Riders used to heavier machines will find this setup more forgiving, especially on unpaved detours where confidence matters more than brute force. The tall seat height may seem intimidating, but the bike's slim waist and light weight make it easier to manage than numbers suggest. For riders of average height and above, it becomes second nature after a few rides. And once in motion, the low center of gravity and narrow frame make the Ténéré feel nimble and manageable even on slow, technical paths. What you will not find here is clutter. There is no cruise control, no electronic suspension, and no touchscreen dash. Just clean, functional gauges and ride-ready ergonomics. That simplicity is part of its charm and its dependability. For older riders who are not ready to hang up their sense of exploration, the Ténéré offers a machine that stays comfortable while keeping adventure in the saddlebag. The next motorcycle on this list reminds us that real comfort is not about the absence of challenge. It is about the confidence to take it on. Number 2. Suzuki Vstrom 1050XT. Some motorcycles are built with a single purpose, but a few manage to do it all without compromising comfort. For the older rider who values long-distance rideability, steady torque, and a seat that still feels good after 400 miles, this machine offers a rugged mix of comfort and capability with mature confidence. With 106 horsepower, a 1,037 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, 74 pound-feet of torque, a dual-disc front and single-disc rear braking system with standard anti-lock braking system, a fully adjustable inverted front fork and link-type rear suspension, a wet weight of 545 pounds, a seat height of 33.7 inches, and a starting price of $14,899, the Vstrom is purpose-built for real-world adventure touring. There is a reason this bike has become a trusted name among cross-country riders. Its smooth V-twin engine delivers reliable torque across a wide band, making it just as comfortable cruising at 70 miles per hour as it is crawling through slow switchbacks. That flexibility is important when your ride includes both highways and the occasional gravel detour. It pulls steady and strong without any surprises, which makes the ride feel predictable and relaxed, a quality that only becomes more valuable with age. The comfort starts with its seat, wide, supportive, and shaped to distribute weight evenly. Combined with slightly raised handlebars and mid-mounted pegs, the riding triangle feels dialed in for long stints without fatigue. The adjustable windscreen adds real wind protection, keeping pressure off the chest and helmet during sustained highway speeds. For riders who value the freedom to ride far without adding an extra layer of effort, it delivers exactly what is needed. Low-speed maneuvering is aided by a wide steering range and intuitive throttle control, helping the rider feel in command even during tight parking lot turns or slow traffic. Combined with a low seat taper, it inspires confidence every time you come to a stop. What stands out most is how manageable the Vstrom feels, even with its size. The weight is carried low and the geometry is tuned for stability without feeling heavy. Riders moving from smaller bikes often comment on how balanced it feels at both slow speeds and on fast sweepers. Add in standard features like cruise control, traction control, and multiple ride modes, and you get a ride that adapts to the road without overcomplicating it. Suspension plays a big role here. The fully adjustable fork and shock can be tuned to match rider preference or extra gear. Whether riding solo or loaded down with panniers and a duffel, the bike stays composed without ever feeling overwhelmed. And when the road turns uneven, it still soaks up bumps with ease, keeping your back and wrists from taking the punishment. For those who believe that comfort is measured in confidence and endurance, not just soft seats or chrome accents, the Vstrom makes a strong case. It is not flashy, but it earns respect mile after mile. It is built for grown men who know exactly what they want in a bike: dependability, torque, and the kind of comfort that keeps you in the saddle for the long haul. When luxury meets muscle and decades of heritage, you get more than just a motorcycle. You get a statement built for the long haul. If you ride, wrench, or just think about your next two wheels more than you should, subscribe now. We break down the bikes that matter without the fluff. No hype, no gimmicks, just the machines worth your miles. Number 1. BMW R1250 GS Adventure. Comfort should never come at the cost of capability. For seasoned riders who expect their bike to handle winding roads, gravel stretches, and long days in the saddle without hesitation, one machine continues to stand tall. Built for distance, balance, and confidence in any terrain, the GS Adventure is as refined as it is rugged. With 136 horsepower, a 1,254 cubic centimeter boxer twin engine, 105 pound-feet of torque, a full dual-disc braking system with standard anti-lock braking system, a telelever front suspension and paralever rear suspension, a wet weight of 636 pounds, a seat height of 34.3 inches, and a starting price of $23,905, the GS Adventure delivers world-class touring performance with a backbone built for exploration. From the moment you sit on it, the GS Adventure feels like it was designed by riders who understand fatigue. The wide, supportive seat, upright riding posture, and perfectly placed bars keep your spine aligned and your hands relaxed. Riders with knee or back issues will appreciate how balanced it feels, even with a full load. And the adjustable seat height makes it manageable for taller or shorter riders alike. Its power delivery is smooth and commanding. The Boxer Twin produces torque exactly where you need it, at low and mid-range speeds, so there's no need to rev hard just to move with authority. Whether you are navigating steep climbs or rolling through wide-open highways, the engine stays calm and responsive. With standard cruise control and dynamic ride modes, you can tailor the experience to match the road ahead or the one behind you. The GS Adventure is built for carrying everything you need, with integrated panniers and tank bag options that never compromise balance. Its windscreen is electronically adjustable, keeping your helmet free of buffeting even during crosswinds. For colder mornings, heated grips are standard, and comfort seats are available to ensure you can keep riding well into fall and spring. What truly sets this bike apart is the suspension. The telelever front end keeps dive to a minimum during braking, giving older riders more control when coming into corners or stopping on uneven terrain. Off-road, the bike holds its line confidently, taking on gravel, dirt, and washboard roads with poise. And when the asphalt returns, it transitions effortlessly back to a smooth, planted ride. There is no clutter here, just smart features that serve the rider. A full-color display delivers navigation, system info, and ride data without distraction. Every button is glove-friendly and positioned exactly where your hand expects it to be. For the rider who values strength, stamina, and all-day control, the GS Adventure delivers comfort that lasts far beyond the pavement. It is not just an adventure bike, it is a global standard for endurance, resilience, and road-tested reliability. Whether you're chasing comfort, torque, or just one more perfect mile, these bikes were built for the long haul, just like you. If this list helped narrow your search, share it with a rider who needs to hear it. And if the road still calls you, stick with us. We've got more rides worth your time coming soon.